Sarah Fair includes one-person show written, directed, and acted by Sarah on Sarah Eddy.
Michigan Herald announces the fall of Fort Sumter.
What can I do? God, what part am I to play? Lord, I come before you, before your throne of grace. Please, grant me wisdom.
Hear it here first. Today, April 12, 1861, the Southern States of the United States of America declares themselves the Confederacy. President proclaims a call for 75,000 men to form a united army. Michigan Herald announces the war between the states. Next.
Oh! Franklin, 20 years of age, sir. Oh. Full name, Franklin Flint Thompson. I wish to enlist. No, sir. I am from New Brunswick originally, but I have been living here for 5 years. It's in Canada. Yes, sir. Well, it is true. I am not an American. I'm not obliged to remain here during this terrible strife, but... Oh. Yes, of course, I am ready to depart at once. I am honored to join the 2nd Michigan Infantry as they begin their journey to Washington, D.C. Sir! Excuse me, Doctor! Oh, sorry, sir, it was not my intention to interrupt you from your work. It's just... it's my first day in camp. I was assigned as a private to the 2nd Michigan Infantry. I don't know where anything is. Do you know someone who could show me around? Willie! It is a pleasure to meet you, Willie. Willie, I would not have expected humor from an officer of the Army. Willie, what is that signal for? An attack, but I don't know the proper rules of conduct or where to report or where my men... Oh, right, of course, I will try to help where I can, I suppose. Ah! 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 Hey, easy! Just rest for a minute, lad, while I tend to your leg. Would you like some water? Here. You fought very well, and you will be all right. Here. There you go. Just stay here until the fighting is over. We'll get you back to camp. Ah! Hey, easy there. I don't see anything wrong with you. There's no shame in being frightened. Everyone is frightened. What's your name? Well, Peter, think of that girl back home you're fighting for. I'll tell you about my girl. I had to leave her, but she's the reason I keep fighting. Because I love her. I know she loves me. Yes, you are very loved. Now on your feet. There you go. Ah. Willie? No! My goodness, Willie! Your head is covered in blood. I don't know what to do. A song. Willie, there's no time for singing. We're on a battlefield. Very well. be sure to tell your darling Mary that you died fighting for her. When Willie was marching home again, hurrah, hurrah. Give him a hearty welcome, then hurrah, hurrah. The men will cheer, the boys will shout, and Mary, she will turn out. Willie, Willie. It will all be okay when he comes marching home. Lord, he was a soldier of God. He fought in the name of Christ. Please, welcome him into your kingdom. Love and friendship on that day. Hurrah, hurrah. Their choice treasures then display. Hurrah, hurrah. Let each one perform such work. Fill with joy the warrior's heart. And we'll all feel gay when Emma is marching home. Doctor! Pardon me, I did not see you there. The cannon, it just... It's the signal for retreat. I know, Doctor. I need to grab my supplies. Oh. Lieutenant, yes, I've piled the ammunition under the pear tree. Sir, I do not believe that. James? James, you won't catch me! James, you scared me. James, I wish we could stay here together forever. No, I just don't want to go home. My father. What are you doing? Dance! No, James, you have to bow. And I curtsy. James, no, you mustn't be here. What if my father sees you? I missed you too. I suppose we may sit for a bit, but you mustn't be seen. A dance? Where? No, my father would never allow me to venture into town. If only I could, James. And with you? Father! No! No, I'm coming, please! No, James, you have to stay here. I don't want to hurt you. James! Emma! Emma! Where are you? Emma! No, it's just me. It's James. I didn't mean to frighten you. Oh, Emma, my sweet. Was it your father? I know. I'm sorry. Did he hit you? What do you mean your heart isn't strong enough? It can be strong. It can be strong enough for an army. It just needs love. Well, take my love. Take my heart. Kindle it with your heart. Here. I found this locket 2 weeks past. Well, I planned to wait until your birthday, but perhaps it will remind you of this day. Of us. And our love. James. stay here in Canada. You know that. Not with my father. Well, I suppose I will go south. To America. No, James, you have obligations here. James, it is fine. I am near 16, and there's no danger in America. I know, James. I will miss you too. James? Lieutenant! I apologize, sir. Yes, sir, I don't know what came over me. My name is Private Franklin Thompson. I was assigned as a field nurse to the 2nd Michigan Infantry, but this is my first day in camp. Private Thompson. You have an interesting dialect. Reminds me of... Very well. Carry on. The doctor spoke highly of the nurse Sarrington at Bull Run. I suppose that was you? Though he did say you were distraught by the deaths. Was it your first time seeing battle? Aye. Well, it breaks my heart too. See all these deaths, but you must know that we are saving other lives. Well, take that heart of yours, that love, and let it kindle a flame in the country. Kindle it with my heart. Lieutenant. Did you? I told that to a dear friend once. We were childhood sweethearts in Canada. And then, well, she had to leave home with her father. Well, he's dead now, so... Her name was Emma. Take off your hat, Private. Private, your commanding officer has given you an order. Remove your hat. James, please. I understand that this is startling, but... well, I had no other option. I wanted to fight. This country gave me so much. A chance to live after escaping my father. Is he really dead? I have an opportunity here. I've made friends. I began work. When war erupted, I wanted to do whatever was necessary to protect that life. And I was not distraught. Just didn't realize how hard it would be to watch my friends die. I love these men. Willie was one of the men who died today. He was caught in the blast of a cannon. His face was burned and the skin was melting. There was nothing I could do. I was as bad as one of those female nurses sitting in a civilian hospital holding his hand while he died. No, respectfully, Lieutenant, I do not care if you think it is dangerous for me to fight. If you think it is dangerous, then help me. Teach me how to protect myself so I can save the people I love, my country, my friends, you, if you are ever in danger. Thank you, James. Shall we begin? A mission? But, well, I thought only spies had mission. No, I understand. Please be safe. James, Lord, keep him safe. Hey. Barrel, muzzle, ramrod. James, I did not expect you for another week. Don't laugh at me, James. I will learn it in time. dangerous, but I hate wearing the hat all the time. It's hot and I'm sweaty. Can you stay? No, I understand. Please be safe. And that's north. Or that could be north. Any of these could be north. James, you've been gone near a month. As long as yet. Can you stay? Finally. Now, this part I do remember. You taught me how to forage back home in Canada. No, James, I am not eating worms. James, when will I ever need to eat worms? No, James, I know you need to go. Please be safe. I'll need to report to the doctor. James. Ah! Here, easy. Let me help you. Keep up very well. There you go. All right. It's all right. It's gonna be all right. Stay here. Oh. James, behind you. James. Emma. Franklin. All the stupid things to do. You almost died trying to push me out of the way of that bullet. Here, let me help you up. Oh, Emma, were you not thinking? I couldn't let you die. I love you, James. Surely you know that. But, well, I would do anything to protect you. The enemies are in retreat. We should see the wounded. Over here. Put him on the ground. Doctor, there's one more coming in. You tend to that one. I'll keep searching. Doctor! There are 2 more men coming in from the east! What's that? What about their uniforms? They look Union to me. Well, the color is a bit tan, but no. No, they're Union.
Emma,
Oh.
look out!
James? Ah! Ah! James! James, please! Keep your eyes on me! Look at me! It was my fault. I wasn't looking. No, you'll be alright.
Do you care? It's a dance.
Dance? No, James. There's no time for dancing. Later, perhaps. Once you remove the bullet from your chest, I'm sure you'll be dancing in no time. James, please keep your eyes on me. Lauren, you can't take him yet, please. I need him. James. All is well, James. Safely rest. God is near. I will see you again one day. For you are clothed in Christ's righteousness. I will see you again one day. In heaven. One day. Pardon me? No, Doctor, you can't take him. He's not dead. Where are you taking him? Pear tree. Burial.
Take my love. Take
James?
my heart.
James! Where are you? James, please, where? want you to be alive.
Your heart is strong enough for an army.
I know, James. You will always love me. I will always love you. It's not fair, James. Those men murdered you. They'll keep murdering us. I can stop the deaths. James, you told me that you used to work behind enemy lines.
As a spy.
And that is what I will do. James, I will take your place to stop all of these unneeded deaths.
Emma, behind you.
I became a soldier. Because, James, you gave me love, and I had none.
Take my love. Take my heart.
I became a nurse because I love these people. And I will become a spy for the Union Army because I love you, James.
Kindle it with your heart.
I always will. Blood! There's blood on my hands. It's on the locket. James's blood. I love you, James. I will always love you. And now, I must go. I'm to report to headquarters about fulfilling your mission as spy. General McClellan, sir. I apologize for interrupting. Sir, I know that Lieutenant James Vasey was working as a spy for you, for the Peninsula Campaign. Well, respectfully, sir, I would like to take his position. Simply, sir, I wish to fight for him. For all of the men who have died, for our mothers, our daughters, our sisters, for our loved ones. I wish to create a more perfect union where one and all are free. Is that all? Well, I, Franklin Flint Thompson, do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
What was your statement?
My statement was, love is the underlying motivator for one's actions. And the statement is kind of the thesis of my piece, the message I was trying to convey to the audience. How do you feel? I feel like, really, really, really happy. It's probably going to hit me in like a few hours that I won't get to do this again on this stage. But right now, I'm just really
Why, Emma?
I fell in love with Emma when I first heard about her. I found her on Google. I was Googling this archetype because I wanted this archetype of the woman, like a strong female who, like, took from, like, the characteristics of another person to try to fight for what she believed in. So I think I literally put that in Google, like, woman who masquerades as a man to fight. And And other than Mulan, who I really didn't want to do, I got Sarah Emma Edmonds. And she had her memoirs linked there because it was 200 years ago. They're online, so you can read them. I read the first chapter, and it was amazing. Her writing is so strong, and she just felt for what she believed in so strongly. And she, the chapter where James dies, it is the most sad thing I've ever read because she cared about him so much, and she was such an eloquent writer, much more eloquently than I'm speaking, but she did such a good job of saying farewell to her friend, and I wanted to tell that story of a woman who, even though she was fighting in such a gruesome war with people dying everywhere, she didn't lose her faith in humanity.
What was it like playing a girl pretending?
It was really hard. In terms of characterization, it was really hard. So I had female Emma, and then I had female Emma pretending to be male Franklin, and then I also had female Sarah as male James, and it was really hard for a while for me to distinguish between me being James and living truthfully as James and me being Emma as a boy, because in both cases they're a girl pretending to be a boy. So it was really hard for me to hammer out the differences between how would Emma, Emma did a much better job because she went through years and never was found out. So she cut her hair and she actually acted like a man, but I needed to show her not so manlike, that way there's a difference between her and James. Yeah, hard.
Okay, so first in comment, your first transition into the battle was really good. I was like, whoa. And then second of all, I saw your in school and I saw that you added a bunch of stuff, and particularly the prayers, and I know your faith is really important to you, so was it had you wanted to add that and you could and then decided to afterwards?
Yeah. So she was Christian, and a large part of her memoirs is dedicated to her Christianity. After James's death, she quotes an entire chapter from 1 Corinthians about resurrection and her faith, and it's something that I had wanted to add in the entire process, but for a really long time, I was just so focused on getting my story to match my statement that I didn't have time to focus on the other parts that made her who she was. And then I had 2.5 weeks between my first show and my second show, which was the longest amount of time for anyone. Our group had the longest amount of time between shows. So on Monday, I was sitting at home and I was like, I'm going to add stuff. So I added stuff. And then I ran that Tuesday with my outside eyes, and I was like, yeah, okay, I like that. So it stayed.
Well, what you said about how your characterizations were really difficult, I think you did an amazing job with those.
Oh, thank you.
And who was your favorite person to take on the role of?
Little Emma. Little Emma is so much fun, because even Emma as a female grown up, she's got all these sad things going on. People are dying, and then I get to little Emma, and aside from the abusive father, which also is sad, it's just little Emma dancing around with little James, and I get to that part and I'm like, oh, okay, I get happiness for little Emma.
So you did mention how you had the whole 2 weeks or whatever between your shows. How is that? How has it affected your show overall? I know you added stuff, but
I think it helped my show because it meant that whereas other groups had 3 or 4 days between their shows and they really had to stay on top of their shows and continue working on their show, my group, I don't think any of us touched our show for a week and a half or more. And I think that was really strong for me because when you step away from a project, when you step back, you have a better perspective on it. So I think it helped me understand things I had done, things I could do differently, and really look at what I had done and be proud of my first show, and then be proud of where my second show was going.
How much of your show was historically accurate and how much was recreation?
Okay, so a lot of it is historically accurate in terms of Emma's story. In terms of the Civil War, I kind of mushed some things together. The battles that are in the show are the correct battles that she had in her life, but the time between the battles is a bit fuzzy in my show. But yeah, so Emma lived I had a friend named James, who she knew in Canada. They were childhood friends. She ran away from home because of an abusive father, and she ran to Michigan. And then she joined the war, and James just suddenly appeared there, randomly, and she never actually explained how he ended up there. And then they were fighting together in the same infantry, because they both joined the 2nd Michigan Infantry. So many coincidences. And then he died. And then she was sad. And then she became a spy. And she went on so many spy missions. Oh my goodness. In my first draft of my show, I had like 3 of the spy missions she went on. Because she was a spy for the Union Army, she infiltrated Richmond, the Confederate capital, and she helped with the siege of Richmond. That whole thing happened because she went in and was like, these are the number of cannons they have, these are like their battlements. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I'm curious about the battle scenes. I thought those were great, and I wondered if you could tell us a little how you decided to do the combinations of things you did, ranging from the sound and the lighting to the way you moved on the field.
I had the sound and the lighting early on just as like tech things, like, oh yeah, the lights will be flashing. I think the harder thing for me a while was really visualizing the battle that I was supposed to be surrounded by. For a while, I would be up there and I'd be like, oh, you're fine, move on to the next layer. Oh, don't be sad, move on to the next layer. Oh, Willie, you're dead. So, Miss Cadby, during one of my runs, she would just go, slow down, take it in, you're in the back, slow down. I got the note slow down so many times with Miss Cadby. But it really helped because it meant that instead of just moving from like place to place, I was in the field in like the heat of the July sun with blood and people and death. Should be smiling.
Okay, we have one more question.
Was Willie a real person?
Yes, Willie was a real person. He was the first person she saw die. He was. They had a bit more time together before he died. He led Bible studies in the camp, and he was one of the favorite people in camp because he would just walk around camp like singing songs and be like, hey, it's okay guys, we're in a war, that kind of stinks, but it's okay. And then she's in her first battlefield and she's like moving onto the field, and instantly he struck in the head with a gun, and he died instantly. And it impacted her because it was the first death she had ever witnessed. So I thought that was something strong out of my show. It was a really character arc moment for her because it changed how she went about the trip.
Okay, we have 3 more shows after this. So we're going to be switching over